Today we're going to teach Larry the dopamine box, and what it is, I put a few pieces in there. Now that he's crawling in there, I'm just going to throw food in there while he's in there. I'm going to reward him for being in there. So he jumped in there right off the bat. I put 3 or 4 pieces in there, and I'm just going to keep him in there. Now a few pieces went flying over the box here, so he got out. Now I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Once he goes and rechecks it, then I'm going to put food back in there. This is his very first time. See, he's a little frustrated. Now when he goes down in there like that, I'm just going to continuously reward that here. Now Larry already understands a click release, so his marker's charged. So I never want him to finish by being satiated in the box. I'm going to teach him the box and the importance of the box. And then I'm going to teach him, I want him to always stay in there. The goal is for duration without anything in the box. Right now, I'm just going to continuously feed him and teach him to keep looking and waiting. Threw a bad throw there, so in order to get over that, it's a patience game. Now, Larry's going to get all the way in there. The nice thing about this is you can make some mistakes with it, and it's not a huge deal in the beginning. He's looking, I reward that. And then I'm going to reward him. You know, there was 1 or 2 pieces there. Once he gets back in there, and there's no help. The only help is the food come. I just gave him about 10, 15 pieces of food, and then I'm just going to continuously give him food while he's searching. I'm not going to add any real, I'm going to do a little series on this. What I could do here is I could take this away and put him away at this time because he did get out, but he's trying to problem solve this out here. So I'm going to let him work because I want him to eat a little bit more for sure. But I wanted to problem solve this out. He got back in. I want him to learn if I stay in there, food comes. Now, a few things to note is when I throw food in there and it hits the bottom, he kind of looks back a little bit. He's a little surprised by it. So it will take noise out of play, and pretty soon I'll add a little noise by tapping on the box, which typically I don't do right now. But I'll bring all of this to light. You'll see how this is in a couple sessions. He's still super motivated for food. You can see it. He isn't even close to satiated yet. So there's 1 piece in there. He went and got it, and more pieces come. For this effort, I'm going to give him a whole bunch here. I'm going to make it rain food. Now I'm going to do a little bit of work here. I'm going to see where he's at a little bit in his head. I'm going to move around him, which could pull his head out. And eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him away. But I need him to have success here, right? Success breeds success. So I'm going to have him have success here. This is the first session. You know, you just kind of want the dog to get in the box, be comfortable there, understand food comes when you're doing this. And the building I'm in is echoey right now, which can create its own problems because I'm talking a lot. So what I'm actually doing too here is my voice doesn't really matter right here. There's a lot of things going on. My movement doesn't matter. And now he just stared in there for the first time for probably 1 second where there's no food because he's starting to learn. If I keep my head down in here, food will come. And this is how I teach articles, and there's a whole bunch of things you can have in here. Some people put like an object in there for the dog to stare at and so forth and so forth. So you can see him kind of lock up in there. He popped his head out. And the next time he pops his head out, I'm going to take him away from it. But before that happens, I'm going to set myself and him up for failure or for success. Okay, so this time, this is the last time here. I'm going to give him a whole bunch of food here. But I'm going to see how charged my clicker is here. My clicker's fully charged. Larry has more food drive than anything. So, tons of food in there right now. And then I'm done. But what I'm going to do when I tip this over is I'm going to dump the food out. And I'm just going to put it over and the game's over. Okay? There's no stress in this for the dog right now besides going into an object that's deep, that he doesn't really understand. So you could click and have a bowl on the ground or whatever you want to do, but I don't want him to leave there thinking, oh, there's not anything good in there. And two, I'm teaching my clicker better. I'm teaching the dog that, hey, you know, I'm more important than that food that's in there. And he did come out, he did eat the food, and he's still here, and he's having a good time. And then I'm going to let him clean up on aisle 5. He's going to clean up the food that was in the dopamine box on the floor. But I also want to see the reaction that the dog has now that the box is turned upside down. What is he going to do at this point? And he's just looking at it like, oh. He may hit his head on it or do some clunky stuff because he's still a big goober. But he's checking it out. So what's going to happen is the box is going to gain power. You see, he keeps circling it and looking at it. Like, how can I get back in there? Because it was awesome. But if I quit when he's bored with it and leaves, I'm creating a huge issue with the dog and the box. He's not going to find it very valuable. So that's how I intro a dopamine box. And there's going to be people that maybe say, oh, that's wrong, or I do it this way, or do it that. Well, there's a million ways to do it. It's just, some people completely free shape it, and Larry's mostly completely free shaped at this point. So that's how I get it started, and then I'm going to make some more videos on progression of this. And I'm going to do some progression, and then next Tuesday I'll put another video out, or next week I'll put another video out on how this looks after we get there. So thanks for watching.